Hi everyone, it's Sandra here from the Creative Wandering Duo. I'm going to walk you through the process of making some flying geese today. Paper-pieced flying geese. But in the meantime, to begin with, I'm going to show you a few of the products I finally got finished. This was a pattern I had made for a friend, the inside block. And I made two of these as placemats for the table. I really like them. They fit a round table fairly decent because it kind of goes, this shape here works with the curvature of the round table, and we have a round table. Okay, the other thing I finished was this little one, Kim Dale and Joe Martin pattern, and it's the miniature. So I've got it stitched and bound, and I just did some very plain stitching on it. I didn't go into a whole lot of detail. I probably could have, but I didn't. And so yeah, I like it. Getting into these smaller ones now. And this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. The flying geese. I made this on my EQ 8 program, Electric Quilt Company 8 program. And as you can see, I didn't leave, when I put two of them on a page, there wasn't enough room to leave this 1/4 inch on this side. So I have to make sure I add that 1/4 inch. And you can see I've done that on this one. I've had to add on both sides. Some of them got kind of cut off, but you could draw on a piece of paper what you would like the size of these to be, and then just photocopy it. And I got this is a doke, oh, what's her name? Just a minute. Carol Doak foundation paper piecing paper. So it works great. Well, look who decided to join me. Haha.
Hey y'all.
It's Dave. And he's got a project he's working on. It's going to be a surprise for one lucky young lady. I don't know if you can see that. This is the lid. He's going to be doing some carving. So that's what he's working on today.
Been working on this box for a week now, or more.
Yeah, well, this just the top.
Yeah, this is just the lid.
The lid that he's been transferring the lettering and the drawing. He drew the rose.
Yeah, all by my lonesome.
He's not creative. There's not a creative bone in him.
Not an ounce.
You're right. So that's what he's been working on.
But yeah, that's what do you call them? Keepsake box?
Yeah.
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 Keepsake box.
Yeah. So now he's planning on doing some carving. So maybe we'll get an update later on.
And the whole box is from a hunk of firewood from neighbor's yard.
Yeah, that's the neighbor was just gonna haul the tree to the dump, and Dave said, nope, I want that for firewood.
Yeah, and then I seen it, and you know, that's hardwood, so maybe I'll try something here just for giggles. So we're giggling.
That's called upcycling.
Well, there's that. This is taking a lot to cycle up.
Yeah, but it's a special gift for a special young lady.
Yes. So having said that, I guess I better get to it.
Okay.
I'll see y'all later. Oh.
Well, that was nice that Dave came in at the right time, and we got him on camera too. So, okay, I'm going to show you the steps here, and hopefully you'll be able to see each step. There, I'm hoping you can see how I'm working with this. Now, I'm just using an Elmer's glue stick. It's just washout glue. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, this has got a print, tone on tone, so I have to make sure that that is facing out. So I'm going to turn this over, and I can see the lines here. And if you can't, you can take a pencil and trace those out more, so that you can see them. You probably can't see what I'm doing up there, but you could take this to the window or use a light box so that you can see the outline of the area you want to cover. Now, I want to make sure, and I want the right side of the fabric facing up. So what I'm going to do is, my glue stick gets well used, and I'm just going to cover that center area lightly with some glue. And I've got my selvage edge here yet, so I'm going to place that over a bit more. And I know that's my 1/4 inch line right there, so I can line up the bottom of this with that. Okay, and I just make sure that that's on there, it's glued. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got a very flimsy ruler here, which my husband used to use for logbooks, and you could pick them up in the truck stops all over. And all I'm going to do is, I'm going to put that right on that line, and then I'm going to fold this back onto that ruler. Now, this is an add a 1/4 plus ruler, and I'm just going to line that right up against that other ruler, and that'll give me my 1/4 inch seam allowance, and trim this off. And I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. And there's our first triangle. See? The first triangle is there. Now I'm going to add, let's use a blue. Okay, now I know this is going to cover, but I don't want to put it on this way. And this is the part that really confused me to begin with, is I wanted to put use the wrong side, but then your seams are on the wrong side, because what's happening here is, when we sew down this line, we want to make sure that this fabric is going to not fold that way and hide the seam. We want it to come, okay, now I got to stop, think here. This way, here we go. We're going to do it this way. So we're going to sew right sides together, because we know this was the right side, that's the right side. Okay, and we can line that right up on the edge there. And we know that there's enough here to cover, see? You can see that it's going to cover it when you fold that back. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and sew it. And there we can fold that over. And I just use my fingernail to give that a pressing. Use the glue stick again. Put a little bit of glue on here to hold that. And that's the triangle we're covering there. And I have to add that 1/4 seam allowance here on the edge, so and we have that covered. Yeah, it doesn't look too neat here, but we'll come back and trim that. Now we're going to cover this side. You just hold that in place. You could also, if you had some glue that there. But I'm not going to worry about it. My fans are working against me right now with this heat. I'll just double check. Yeah, it's still in place there. Here's my glue stick again. Finger press that. Now I can just line this edge here right up on the line to cut, because I know I need a 1/4 inch there, and that has the 1/4 inch. Now to trim off this top part that doesn't look so nice, just lay this along there, hold that back, put this on, and there everything comes off. And we have that in there. There's our first flying geese. Flying goose? I'm not sure. Okay. Now we have this, and we're going to put it on, but we're going to sew this on this time. And all I'm going to do is I already got the point here, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball that and line it up, and it should fit just perfect. And we're going to sew on this line. Okay. Now we could trim this up again if it's too messy or we have too much fabric there. All you got to do is put that back in there. But I think it looks not too bad. A little bit extra, but not much, because we got it right along that edge. So now I'm going to take my glue stick and the inside of this triangle to hold that in place. Have that tacked down. And I'm going to cut this extra off, so just going to lay that on there, fold it over. And to make sure I've got this one nice and straight too. Yep, it'll be fine. I've got a little less here than I'd like, but that's okay. So, the next color. Oh, I don't know. Let's use a bright yellow. Lay that on there. And if you always remember to keep your right sides together, you won't have a problem. I got a little extra that I don't need in there, so I'm just going to trim that out of there. The fan is great to keep me cool, but not so great for keeping things laying flat here. So here we're going to just finger press this again. And I'm using scraps. This is going to be one scrappy quilt. And I have to add my 1/4 inch here, so I'm just lining it up. And adding it. And there's our second flying goose. And you just keep doing that all the way. Oh, I gotta trim the top of that. Don't get ahead of myself here. I have to trim this up. Hold it down. Put your add a 1/4 seam on. And I have my 1/4 seam allowance there, see? Oops, wrong side. When you can't see the line, you know it's the wrong side. And you just keep going. Now, I don't think this piece will fit. I think it's too small. Yeah, it's going to be too small. So I have to cut another piece for that. Or I could just put one of these in there, I guess. So it's got a different color. Big deal. That won't hurt. A lot of these are 2.5-inch strips, so yep, it's gonna work just fine. I'll use this pink. It'll look kind of nice. Oh, that one I gotta take out. It's too short. I gotta move it up a little higher. It came out of place on me. I do have a seam ripper around here somewhere, but my scissors are a little handier, and all I'm doing is clipping the first stitch. This is called practicing. So this time I'll give it a little extra so we don't have that to happen again. And if you rip your paper, just take some, not masking tape, Scotch tape, and just tape over it. Glue and Scotch tape work great when doing paper piecing. This type of paper piecing. Yeah, we got lots there now. And I could take and just use my glue stick, push it out a bit more, and just glue right along that edge. And that would hold it in place just like that. And then when I turn it, it's going to stay put whether I've got a fan going or not. Oh, I got bread cooking in my bread maker. I can smell it. It's to the point now where it's baking. It smells so good. I don't need that. I've got the line there for the 1/4 inch, so I can just line it up and cut it. There you have it. That's how quick that is. And you got 5 perfect flying geese. So that's my paper piecing flying geese. Now I'm going to sew these together, and I'll show you that. And I'll sew them together before I take the paper off the back. Now that paper will just peel off. That's not an issue, even with that glue on there. It'll just peel out of there. So, and glue is your friend. As you can see, you can use it in your seams here too. But they're perfect. And they all work together. And this is going to be a scrappy little quilt. And yeah, somebody lucky that'll get it. I'm not sure who yet. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me, and remember to subscribe and click that like button, and also share it on social media if you think there are others that would enjoy this video and learning the process. If you had any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So remember to stay real. Bye for now.